vote to continue funding the government and bring a quick end to the shutdown failed yesterday. We're now in the fourth day of the government shutdown. The Republican bill failed 54 to 44, short of the 60 needed to end a filibuster and pass the legislation. Frustration is building, and one Virginia representative wants to hear from people. Virginia U.S. Representative Subramanyam hosting a government shutdown town hall this afternoon, and the Congressman joining us now live via Zoom. Congressman Subramanyam, thank you for waking up with us. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Before we talk about your town hall, let's talk about the shutdown, another failed vote. What are your thoughts on everything that's played out so far, and how do we move on from this stalemate?
It's frustrating because I'm not seeing a sense of urgency. The Republicans have the House, the Senate, and the White House. They could end the shutdown today. But it's the Speaker on the House side, Mike Johnson, actually sent people home for the week. He said he's not going to call a session next week. That doesn't sound like someone who really wants to avert a shutdown right now. It sounds like someone who doesn't really care. And so, I'm ready to go back to D.C. anytime and vote to end this shutdown. Our asks are pretty simple and very, very popular with the American people. We just want a bipartisan bill that protects health care and protects federal workers and contractors. But instead, right now we're at a stalemate. But I think people, frankly, are sick of the blame game right now. And so what I want to see is for us to come together, fix this thing, end the shutdown, and get back to work.
And, like you said, people are definitely frustrated. And your town hall is bringing you face to face with federal workers and others. What are you hoping for with this town hall? What is your message? What message are you hoping people take away or leave with? Because I'm believing you're going to probably come face to face with some frustrated people.
Yeah, absolutely. Federal contractors and federal workers are my neighbors, my friends. What I've seen from them, what I've heard from them is they understand this shutdown a little bit better than previous shutdowns, but they're still frustrated. And what I've told people is the only way to stop these shutdowns long term is to pass budgets. And if Congress doesn't pass budgets, then we should have members of Congress suffer the same way that federal contractors and federal workers have. That means taking away their pay. That means doing other things. I've talked to people about whether we could have snap elections every time there's a shutdown. We really need to make sure that members of Congress have the same sense of urgency, and that's by feeling the same pain. I'm going without pay during this shutdown because my neighbors and friends in the federal workforce are as well. And so, I think what I'm going to hear is a lot of frustration, certainly, a lot of people wanting us to end this shutdown, and also talking about the healthcare crisis that's looming. That's one of the reasons for this shutdown.
And speaking of urgency, really quick before we let you go, there's a lot of urgency when it comes to Virginia's gubernatorial race and who will win. Do you think this will have an impact on Spanberger and maybe help win some Earl Sears?
Since these shutdowns started happening, I think the first one, major one, was in 2013, Republicans have been losing seats in Northern Virginia and really the DMV. And so I think people understand now that, Republicans, generally when they're in charge and they have control of government, that shutdowns tend to happen more, and it hurts this region more. And Republicans have plans to move agencies completely out of the DMV, and so I think it's going to hurt the Republicans this coming election much more so. But I think really the Democrats are in a pretty strong position to begin with already. I think Abigail Spanberger will be our next governor.
Congressman Subramanyam waking up with us this morning. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And that town hall, you can catch the Congressman there, is from 2 to 3 today at Sterling Middle School. We thank the Congressman for waking up with us. All right, stay with DC.